She has the same compassion, she has the same empathy, she has the same confidence. She has this warmth about her.
Who's that?
I don't get it, and I don't think other people are going to be attracted to her brand at all because it's fake. She earned nothing. She knows how to do nothing, and she stands for nothing other than one thing: Meghan Markle.
If there was an award for the most controversial couples ever, there's little doubt Harry and Meghan would make the final top 5. And right now, the latest rumors out of Montecito might be the biggest one yet. The internet is losing it over a new leak that Meghan Markle has been hiding a secret daughter. Yes, a full-grown young woman allegedly tucked away while Meghan posed as the perfect duchess. And poor Harry? Sources say he's been left in tears, wondering if he's been living in a fairy tale with missing chapters. This isn't the usual tabloid fluff about failed projects or awkward podcast moments. No, this one's got alleged photos, a mysterious Instagram account, even a so-called birth certificate floating around online. The palace is watching, Hollywood's pulling back, and Meghan's carefully polished brand might be unraveling in real time. And wait until you hear what the secret daughter herself supposedly said on video. It sent shockwaves everywhere. So,
I just really want to get to the other side of all of this.
We just really want to get to the other side of all this before we're destroyed, because everybody's so horrible to us.
How did this whole mess even start? It didn't come from glossy magazines or royal insiders. It bubbled up from the internet's basement detectives who live for scandals like this. The spark was a handful of old photos from Meghan's pre-suit days. We're talking mid-2000s Meghan. But eagle-eyed Sherlock Holmes spotted something strange. In the background of those photos, always nearby, was a young girl. Not front and center, but lingering. And the resemblance? People swore she had Meghan's almond-shaped eyes, her sly little smirk. One picture might be nothing, several started to look like a pattern.
So my point is we weren't allowed to tell our story because they didn't want.
We've never been asked last story.
Once those photos hit the gossip mill, the internet went full CSI mode. People weren't just scrolling anymore, they were digging like it was their personal mission to crack Meghan's biggest secret. And trust me, they dug deep. Suddenly, old modeling agency rosters started circulating. Names, dates, mysterious gaps. Then came the backstage photo from Meghan's early acting gigs. Always someone small, just barely in the frame, sparking whispers that Meghan wasn't the solo star she wanted everyone to believe. People even dragged up old MySpace pages. Yes, MySpace, where friends joked about Meghan's baby girl like it was an inside secret. And then, out of nowhere, came the 2007 clip. Meghan still hustling in Hollywood, saying she sometimes already felt like a mom back then. It sounded like the kind of fluffy comment young women toss out. Now, viewers replayed it frame by frame like it was a confession.
So much of what Meghan is and how she is so similar to my mum.
But the real fun part of this gossip are the theories. Some swore Meghan had a daughter hidden away to protect her image. Others claim she deliberately buried her past so she could step into royal life with a fresh start. And Meghan didn't help herself. In With Love, Meghan Season 2, she joked about having a secret child, probably meant as a wink to the cameras, but instead, it was like tossing gasoline on a bonfire. Fans weren't laughing, they were connecting dots. Meanwhile, Harry was nowhere in sight. Insiders reported he was pacing around their Montecito estate, glued to his phone, watching the chaos unfold online. One source claimed he was in tears, realizing he might not know the full story of his own wife's past. But nothing, absolutely nothing, prepared anyone for what dropped next, because out of nowhere, a mysterious Instagram account appeared. And that's when the gossip turned into a full-blown explosion.
Your stupid attempt to be Martha Stewart, your documentary on polo, as you want us to believe you've become a man of the people from your Montecito mansion. You want to do a documentary on polo, which about 2 people in the world can relate to? Yeah, no, not interested.
Just when the rumor felt like it had peaked, the internet got slapped with something straight out of a soap opera. A brand new Instagram account popped up, calling itself the Forgotten Sussex. No name, no flashy edits, just cryptic posts that made people's skin crawl. The captions alone were enough to keep TikTok detectives awake at night. At first, people brushed it off as some trolling fishing for clout. But then came the photo, a childhood shot, and the resemblance to Meghan, unnervingly close. Same almond eye, same tilted smile, even that tiny dimple Meghan flashes on every red carpet. Unsurprisingly, side-by-side comparisons went viral within minutes. And then the video. A short, shaky clip, no dramatic filters, just a girl sitting in front of a blank wall, looking straight into the camera. She never said Meghan's name, but she didn't need to. But she did drop a cryptic post saying, "You always told me to stay hidden because my existence would ruin your crown." That line was enough to cause a social media earthquake. It wasn't dramatic, it was haunting. By morning, it was in every Facebook gossip group you could think of.
I don't get it, and I don't think other people are going to be attracted to her brand.
Even without concrete proof to back themselves up, people were convinced Meghan really had a girl from way back. To them, it's no longer speculation, and many believe it's only a matter of time before the secret's out in the open. Meanwhile, across the pond, palace insiders were allegedly sipping champagne. After years of Meghan throwing grenades from California, now it looked like karma had RSVP'd. Harry? Insiders said he had a complete breakdown, storming out of the house barefoot, driving aimlessly down the coast. Neighbors spotted him sobbing alone in his car like something out of a Nicholas Sparks movie. The internet was obsessed. Meghan's team was panicking, and her carefully curated brand, it was hanging by a thread. But then came the most damaging twist of all. One of Meghan's old friends suddenly decided to talk, and what she claimed, it made the rumors 10 times worse.
He called his father and William that they were trapped in the most terrible life. Now he's coming back and pretending that it's fantastic, so pleased to be here. You know, the hypocrisy is extraordinary.
Right when Meghan's camp thought they could smother the fire, an old name from her Hollywood past resurfaced. A former friend, let's call her Katie, suddenly stepped forward, and her timing couldn't have been worse. According to Katie, Meghan once confided during her early acting hustle that she had made choices in her past, choices she never wanted the press to know or uncover. Katie said Meghan was terrified the wrong story could ruin her career before it even started. Back then, Meghan was desperate for that fresh-faced, feminist princess brand. A hidden child didn't exactly fit that image she was building. From the way Katie told it, Meghan worked hard to keep her private life locked in a vault. No loose ends, no scandals that could derail her climb up the social ladder. And when she married Harry, Katie claimed Meghan was even more paranoid because one stray secret could blow up the royal fairy tale she constructed. And here's where it got darker. Sources whisper that Harry felt blindsided by Katie's revelations. The man who gave up the crown, the palace, his family, all in the name of protecting his wife and kids, now allegedly questioning whether Meghan had been hiding an entirely different child from him. Behind palace walls, that's called a scandal. Behind Montecito gates, that's a breakdown waiting to happen. And then, just as Harry was reportedly demanding answers, a so-called birth certificate surfaced, and the internet went insane.
I accept that there will be people around the world who fundamentally disagree with what I've done and how I've done it. But I knew that I had to do everything I could to protect my family.
Hey, Grandma.
The internet loves one thing more than a scandal, and that's a document, screenshots, certificates, anything that looks official, and that's exactly what dropped next. An alleged California birth certificate, heavily redacted, started circulating online. The mother's name? Rachel Markle. For anyone who's forgotten, Meghan's real first name isn't Meghan, it's Rachel. A tiny detail alone made people's jaws drop. Was it real? Was it fake? Nobody could say for sure, but the timing was immaculate. It hit right when the rumor was dominating timelines, and suddenly every gossip forum lit up like Christmas. Theories spun out faster than Meghan could dial her PR team. People started connecting it to Meghan's messy history with paperwork, remembering when Archie's birth certificate was mysteriously amended months after he was born. That old drama came roaring back. Why do documents around Meghan always get complicated? One fan wrote, it wasn't proof, but it gave people ammo. And then came the bigger implication. If this girl were real, she wouldn't just be a footnote. Questions about inheritance, money, and even titles started flying. Could a Forgotten Sussex claim anything? Could it trigger legal chaos? For Harry, the whispers were brutal. This wasn't just about gossip anymore. This was about bloodlines, the very thing he'd walked away from the palace trying to protect. And while Meghan's team scrambled to issue the usual glossy denials, the internet didn't care. Once a Rachel Markle document was out there, the story had already taken on a life of its own. But the way Meghan's PR handled it next, that might have been the nail in the coffin.
Having known both women, Princess Diana and Meghan Markle, I can say with absolute certainty they had nothing in common whatsoever. I couldn't think of two women more different. When it comes to compassion and empathy, where's Meghan's been for her own father? She completely disowned him, as she did all her wedding, actually, before the wedding.
Meghan thought a polished press release would put out the fire. She was sorely mistaken. Her team rushed out the usual glossy denial through a lifestyle magazine. The language was stiff, cold, and about as believable as a Hallmark movie. No emotion, no clarity, just the same robotic tone fans have started mocking. And here's where it stung. When a silly rumor about Archie's schooling hit the internet recently, Meghan's rep slapped it down immediately, no hesitation, but this time, crickets at first, then vague wording that left more questions than answers. Fans noticed the double standard right away. Comment sections turned savage. Why not show proof she doesn't exist? Silence speaks louder than denial. Behind the scenes, sources revealed that Meghan was fuming, calling her PR team at 3 a.m., screaming at staff, canceling appearances. The calm Duchess facade was cracking, and people loved every second of it. Just when she thought she could contain it, Hollywood started backing away. The glow was fading, and the power couple's shine was dying off faster than anything they could imagine.
She is a malignant narcissist who cannot get enough of herself while she simultaneously plays the victim. My castle is too small. Yeah. The queen is mean to me. They won't let me call myself Her Royal Highness anymore, but I'm going to put it all over my stationery and on the gifts that I give to my friends.
One thing Meghan hasn't realized or refused to acknowledge is that rumors in Hollywood circles carries much more weight than anywhere else. Within days of the latest rumor lighting up social media, brands that once scrambled to attach their names to Meghan suddenly went silent. Calls weren't being returned. Projects that once looked like a sure thing were now on pause. In an industry obsessed with image, Meghan's was looking toxic. At the palace, they didn't have to lift a finger. Reports say insiders were quietly smug, letting the chaos unfold while they sat back and watched. One royal source allegedly joked that karma had done the dirty work for them. You can almost picture William smirking over his tea. Meanwhile, Harry's breakdown was spilling into public view. Neighbors whispered about him storming out barefoot, driving aimlessly along the coast, later spotted sobbing in his car at a beach lot. For a man who built his brand on being the doting dad and protecting husband, this was humiliation on another level. And then came the strangest twist of all, the mysterious Instagram account that started the fire. It suddenly went silent. No updates, no denials, nothing. which only fuels the gossip even more. Was she silenced, or is she waiting to drop the final bombshell? Either way, the damage is already done. The fairy tale family brand is cracked and Harry's trust looks shattered. If that girl ever comes back with hard proof, it won't just end Meghan's glossy PR empire, it could end Harry and Meghan entirely. And that's the tea. Leave us a like and subscribe to the channel because Meghan is always an inch away from fresh scandals, and you want to be there to enjoy the gossip when it drops.